If you've ever watched an American TV show and then a British one, you've probably noticed something curious. The homes look completely different. In the United States, apartments often feel huge. Open layouts, high ceilings, walk-in closets, and space to spare. Across the Atlantic in the UK, homes are more compact. Cozy flats tucked into historic buildings or elegant townhouses lined up on narrow streets. Why do two nations that speak the same language live so differently? Today, we're exploring the fascinating story behind apartment styles in the USA and the UK, and what these differences reveal about culture, history, and the way people live. On the surface, it's just architecture. But dig a little deeper, and apartment design is a window into how a society thinks about space, family, history, and even identity. From sprawling American suburbs to charming British terraces, the homes people build and the spaces they inhabit tell a story hundreds of years in the making. Let's begin in the land of bigger is better. In the United States, apartment living is often defined by space and modern design. Walk into a typical American apartment and you'll likely find open-plan kitchens, spacious living rooms, multiple bathrooms, and closets large enough to be small rooms themselves. This obsession with space isn't accidental. It's rooted in history. As cities grew in the 20th century, America had land in abundance and embraced the automobile. That meant cities could spread outward, creating larger buildings and bigger homes. The post-World War II suburban boom of the 1950s reinforced the idea that more space was a sign of success. Even in cities, apartment complexes were built with amenities, parking lots, and room to grow. American apartments today often prioritize comfort, convenience, and modernity, with sleek designs, built-in appliances, and communal facilities like gyms and lounges. It's a reflection of a culture that values freedom, expansion, and the idea that home is more than just a place to live, it's a personal kingdom. Now, cross the Atlantic and you'll find something quite different. In the UK, apartments, usually called flats, tend to be smaller, more compact, and often part of much older buildings. This, too, is shaped by history. Britain is a far older, more densely populated country. Cities like London, Edinburgh, and Manchester grew up centuries before cars or suburbs existed. Streets are narrower, plots of land smaller, and buildings often centuries old. Rather than knocking everything down and starting over, the British have learned to adapt. Old Victorian and Georgian houses are converted into multiple flats. New builds often focus on maximizing limited space with clever layouts and vertical living. And then there are townhouses, a classic British feature. These tall, narrow homes, stacked over several floors, were designed for growing urban populations in the 18th and 19th centuries. They remain a beloved part of British architecture today, blending history with everyday life. Here, the focus is on charm, efficiency, and tradition rather than sheer size. These differences reveal much more than just architecture. They reflect cultural attitudes. In the U.S., space is often equated with success and independence. Larger apartments mean more privacy, more comfort, and more room to grow. The wide-open layouts mirror a society that celebrates openness and possibility. In the UK, space is treated as something precious, to be used wisely and creatively. Smaller homes don't mean less quality. They often feel cozy, characterful, and deeply rooted in history. Even the language reflects this difference. Americans say apartment, a word that implies a self-contained unit. Brits say flat, suggesting something compact and part of a larger whole. Of course, both countries are evolving. In American cities, rising land costs are leading to smaller, more efficient apartments, sometimes called micro-units. In the UK, modern developments are experimenting with open layouts and luxury amenities once more common in the US. Yet, despite these changes, the core identity remains. American homes aim to feel expansive, while British homes aim to feel enduring. So, which would you prefer to live in? A modern, spacious American apartment or a cozy, character-filled British flat? Tell us in the comments below. Your choice might reveal more about your lifestyle than you think.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and comment below.